Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. The video today is on a completely dead, and I mean dead, Ford Focus, I believe, Ford Focus 1.6 petrol, and this is a 2008. The dead, by the looks of it, is just the battery. The guy that brought me the car warning me that the battery was a little bit low when he brought it to me. So I don't know if the battery is any good. That's not the problem what the car came with. But let's gonna put the battery on charge and go from there. Now what's the time now? It's 3:30, literally in the afternoon. Literally within half an hour is gonna start to be dark. So I think for today I might just gonna have time to scan the car and go from there. But let me put the battery on charge first, and then we'll carry on. Okay, and the car is kind of back to life. I can't just yet turn the ignition on. I tried to turn the ignition on, but because the battery was that depleted, my charger on its own is struggling to keep the ignition on. So the car starts to behave a little bit. I don't want to damage anything, so we're gonna let the battery to charge for a little bit. The Maxi sees, or the hotel is already ready to go. In the meantime, I'll take you through what the problem is. And the problem is randomly fails to start. I haven't seen it happening. I couldn't get any more information. It's simply randomly fails to start. That's it. That's all I know. That's all the information I have. So the first thing I want to do is obviously scan the car. I want to see exactly what faults we have. However, with a battery like this, most likely they've been jumping start the car. I don't know, we're gonna have probably a lot of random codes in there that are going to be very deceived. So I'm not sure how we're gonna play this one out yet, but let's go one step at a time. Let the battery to charge a little bit, and then scan the car, and then move from there. Okay guys, and what was supposed to be a 10-minute job, right now, what's the time now? Is that correct? Yes, no, it's not. It's nearly 5 o'clock. I ended up by having to completely replace the battery. Well, I put one of my spare batteries. The other battery is just not taking any charge at all. So I put the spare battery I have it on charge. My battery is not 100%, but it's better than the other one in there. The other one in there is completely dead. As soon as I took the charging off the terminals, with the ignition off, everything just starts to blink. The battery is not taking any charge, so that's a scrap battery. So it's connected with my one, and as you can see, I've changed tools because, and this one is here just using battery, because, don't ask me why, I will try to figure that out tomorrow. For some reason, the Maxi says when I connect it to this car, the J2534 is constantly rebooting. It connects to the tablet for about 30 seconds, and then it reboots, and it's constantly doing this. I even thought for a minute I have something on this car or whatever. I've damaged the J-box. I went to the Corsa, connected to the Corsa. It's working absolutely perfect. So it's something on this car that is making the J2534 to reboot all the time. This was before I replaced the battery, so I thought it was the battery. Replaced the battery with my one, is still doing exactly the same thing. So not really sure what's going on. I will try to figure out that tomorrow. But for now, I've connected Ford Scan. Ford Scan seems to be connecting okay. I'm using the LM327, whatever that is. I didn't want to connect the Ford VCI just in case. Let me show you this. I hate to record videos like this, but I connected my my box to check for shorts or to check for something on the K lines, kind of high, kind of low, and mid speed. I can't really see nothing there, so not really sure why he's doing it. It might be a poor connection. I don't know. It's getting dark as well now. So I'm not sure, guys. It might be the power supply to it, to the port, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's kind of move on, and I will try to show you here what I found so far. So this is the codes on my on the car. So from the TCM, so TCM has no codes along with the GEM module, so the body control module. Then on my engine I have a vehicle speed sensor A, not really, it says not present anyway. We have a U code, which is high speed CAN communication bus, then says signal is above maximum threshold, and then model part control. So it just tells you roughly a CAN bus fault or missing message, but it doesn't tell me where they are missing from. Okay, so then there is a few more other codes for battery high or low, and battery voltage high or low. Then we have up here a theft detected, vehicle immobilized. So not really 100% sure what that one is. Then we have on my ABS CAN communication bus fault. Again, it doesn't tell you which module is not communicating with. Sorry guys, I got interrupted for a minute. Let me come here again. So where we were. So ABS again, CAN communication bus fault. Again, it doesn't tell you where this is coming from, where it's missing. So again, configuration error, IC again, CAN communication faults, battery voltage low, forget about that one. No signal detect at patch modules from transceiver antenna not connected, not present. Look, I don't know the background of this car as well, so there's a lot of codes here. Lost communication with the instrument cluster. So this one actually tells you, on the airbag modules, actually tells you that I lost communication with the control, with the instrument cluster. So do we have a bad instrument cluster? Is that the instrument cluster that is causing all these issues? We don't know yet. Then we have here for the radio, ECU internal fault, whatever. Lost communication with BCM, which is the body control module, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, battery control module. Lost communication with battery control module. And that's about it, really. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete these codes, and I want to try the car on and off, see until it fails to start, so I can see what codes comes back. That's what we're going to do now. So we're going to clear this, so the switch to the high speed, I think. Yeah, that's high speed now. I'm not going to do much more than this today, guys. I just want to show you what codes were stored before I proceed. Okay, so right now there is no codes, and that's give us now a fresh start. So the time the car doesn't start, I might be able to try to figure out what's going on. And for the time being, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to stop and start the car, and it started fine. I'm going to ring the owner as well, see if he has any more details about the car, about what happens when the car fails to start. I'm now even under the impression it could be a bad battery, to be honest with you, because obviously if the battery was not, if it was let's say when you turn the ignition on, if there is a voltage drop that makes the, well, low voltage, they cause all the issues, but with my battery it's starting fine. So 90% sure. Yeah, it might was a bad battery. Let's think about it and let me try it, and we'll go from there. But it's not going to be today, guys. It's pitch black right now. and I need to try to figure out why the max assist was not plugged in, was not scanning the car, and it just keeps rebooting. Not really sure what's going on. So yeah, that's another one. Okay. Okay, and as you can see, the weather is really not helping. It's really not helping. It started to snow this morning. It's really cold, as you can imagine. As you've seen just on the video before, I just did that Citroën Picasso. That Citroën had a conversion from air suspension to normal springs, and was just throwing codes everywhere for the suspension. So just been coding that off with the Maxi-Cs actually. Didn't need Lexia or the Agbox. Hotel did that, no problem. This is actually a couple days later. Yesterday was actually my birthday. Happy birthday to me. And I didn't really did anything on cars. But we are back on the Focus today. So yeah, spoke with the owner and I got some crucial pieces of information. But the first thing, obviously, and the reason why I got in touch with the owner was because of the battery. Even my battery was okay to be here. As you have seen, I've started the car many times, straight away, no problem. If I would leave it, if I would have the key on for more than a minute or two, my battery was no good anyway. I know that battery is no good. So so I spoke with the owner and he actually got me, let me see if I show you. He got me a new battery. So we have a new battery now, which I want to fit, but I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to get really soaked. Because this is not actually snow. Snow is that sort of sleet, like sort of. I think it's actually started to rain now. It's started raining now by the looks of it. Anyway, I also have my scope here. Because I'm not gonna waste too much time, guys. If Ford Scan with the LM327 connects okay to the car, I'm not gonna waste too much time try to figure out why my VCI keeps booting the hotel. As I explained, not yesterday, the day before, I've connected to the Vauxhall, works fine. This morning, programming that Citroën works fine, no problem. It looks like it's something on this car that is upsetting the VCI, and the VCI keeps rebooting. Now I don't know what the problem is. If it's gonna be, I don't know. It might be that is the CAN lines. It might be that is, I don't know. I'm gonna scan the CAN lines just to have a quick look. But yeah, it looks like the hotel is sensitive to something on this car. I never had this issue before, even scanning other Fords and Focus from around this year, never had this issue. So I'm curious to see if there's anything on the CAN lines that's gonna be triggering that problem. Looks like the ELM 327 is, it doesn't really care. It works fine, as you've seen. I can scan the car, go to live data, etc. Seems to be working absolutely perfect. Talking too much, so I think I'm gonna try to get a window to fit the new battery, because my battery, I'm not going to even turn the ignition on. The ignition comes on with my old battery, but you can definitely see my battery is already low anyway, just for being here, sit for 2 days. So yeah, I'm going to try to connect the battery, connect my scope, and see if we see anything just very quickly. If you don't, again, I'm not too worried. I can scan the car with Ford Scan, no problem. But just before I go, the piece of information, very important, that the owner gave me. So apparently, this problem has been happening for some time. The random non-start. By the way, that day I was here, I don't know if I said that, I should have go and watch the clip. I've started the car 100 times, mate, and he started every single time. Never had that problem. So I spoke with the owner when I request a battery, and basically said at the start, obviously he didn't know what to do, and he would just keep trying, and eventually the car would start. But he said that last few times, and he said it was quite consistent every single time that would happen. He said he would tap, well, he didn't say tap, he said he would smack the top of the dash and the car would start. So I know all the versions, all the models are prone to have dry solder joints on the cluster, which is what holds the immobilizer. I don't know if these ones also suffer from this issue. I haven't had this issue in the past on these models, but it might be that is a known issue as well. You guys out there might know. If it is dry solder joints, I'm going to focus in there, because obviously a poor connection at the back of the cluster could disrupt communications, etc, and it could cause this issue. Is a known issue on all the models. Don't know if on this module, but from the description looks like it is. When he said if he smacked the top of the dash, the car would start immediately. So I think it's going to be something along those lines. So we're going to do everything I've just told you, and I'm going to take the cluster out, take it to the workshop, put it under the microscope maybe, and have a look at it, and possibly just resolder everything, and that's it. But for now, let's gonna put the new battery and plug the scope. I just want to have a look at the network, see if there's anything there that could somehow be making my hotel to reboot again. Not that I'm too worried about it, but I'm just curious to have a look at it. Okay, oh dear, it's freezing. So I just fitted the new battery. Let's start it the first time today. Haven't even turned the ignition on, so let's gonna do it so I can show you. See if it starts okay. Perfect, no problems. Okay, let's gonna scan the CAN lines, just curiosity, and move from there. And let's gonna warm up these because it's absolutely freezing here. Okay, so I know it's not very professional, but I'm using this little box, which is not brilliant, but it does the job for now. Some of the LEDs for the communication lines are not working anymore, but I'm not too bothered with that. It works as a breakout box, that's all I care. So I'm scanning at the moment CAN high and CAN low, and as you can see, or CAN high speed if you want to put it like that, high and low, and as you can see it's spot on. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now I'm gonna move to CAN mid speed. As you know, these fours, they have the mid speed CAN, which is pin 3 and pin 11. Let me see if I can move these without stopping recording. There we go. And as you can see, the mid speed, again, don't see nothing wrong with it. Looks good to me. So I don't think, I was expecting, there's only be, I think this is just poor contact when you see that sort of weird stuff happening. It's just poor contact here. So I was expecting to see some sort of spike to like high voltage or something like that, and that would trigger the hotel to reboot. Not really sure right now why he's doing it, but again, and I don't want to repeat myself, but already doing it, I'm not too bothered. I can scan this with Fort Scan. So, but yeah, so my CAN lines, they are good. I'm not worried with that. So we are good to move into the next step, which is, let's start this just to make sure it starts again. Straight away, no problems at all. So let's gonna remove this cluster and do a good inspection to it and go from there. Okay, so I do apologize. This is an absolutely mess. Oh dear. I need to have a conversation with the missus. Right, so I already seen it. I just want to show you another microscope. I'm going to put it on top of this box. It's going to be a little bit too close probably, but I think it'll be okay for you guys to see what's going on. Ideally, I would do a screen recording, blah, 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 but believe me, this is going to be more than okay for you to see the problem. So, let me put this here, really close to the first pins on this side, which is actually the worst ones. And as soon as I show you guys, you can't really miss it. Where is the first ones? There they are. Look at that. Let me. Oh, look at that. It's undeniable, guys. Look at that. You see that? This is what dry solder or crack solder. Look at that. Look at the next one. Look at that. The next one is not too bad, but it is starting already. Let's gonna look at the ones underneath. Look at that one. Look at that. You see how bad it is? The next one, it depends on the angle, but the next one is as well. Focus a little bit. Now let's gonna carry on. So these first ones are really bad. As I move along the row of pins, it's getting better. So as you can see, the next ones. Okay, it's pointless to go until the end. All I want to show you really was these first ones. They are bad. Look at that. Look at that gap. Look at that gap. Look at that. Look at that gap. Right, so this is what dry solder joints looks like. Honestly, naked eye, you can kind of see it, but you can easily miss it. You can really easily miss this. So all I'm going to do is obviously apply a little bit of Flux on these pins and just resolder every single one of them. And after seeing this, I'm quite confident that most likely this is what was causing my intermittent non-start. There we go. These first 3 pins are really bad. They are really bad. Obviously, with the difference in temperatures, etc., the material expands and weakens the contact, which can give you issues. So let's gonna resolder this and go from there. So apply a little bit of solder. I already have another pot of Amtex Flux coming in. This one is real on his last legs. That should be enough. It's really on his last legs. Look at that. Right, should get it this week, I hope. Right, 390 degrees on my soldering iron. It should be more than enough. Yeah, 390. Okay, let's press the pedal for the thingy. Okay, it looks like that's it. It's going to give you a clean and check under the microscope again, but it should be all right. Okay, let me show you now the first 4 pins, the ones that were completely cracked. Look at that. Top pin, sorry guys, top pin. The next one, beautiful solder points in there, look at that. The ones underneath, as you can see, the first one, I can't focus any better, I think. There we go. So no point to go all the way down now. They are beautiful now. Right, job done. Let's just assemble the cluster again and put it back on the car, and I'm quite confident that this has sorted my problem. So yeah, let's gonna give it a good clean, put it all back on. Not to this, but I want to clean this screen because it's really dirty. So let's clean everything, put the cluster back on and fit it back on the car. Okay, all back in place. Let's gonna start this. Looks like I left the needles in the correct place, spot on. Okay, started straight away. So, well, you were starting, but guys, you've seen those solders. There's no doubt that those solders were the cause of the intermittent non-start. A quite known issue for these cars, to be honest with you. I was not sure about these new models, but it looks like they suffer the same. Anyway, I'm gonna now do a quick scan, delete all the codes on the car. But that's it for this video, guys. In the end, it looks like dry solder points, the back of the cluster. As you've seen, we just resolder and job done. So what else to say for this video, guys, is that I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have learned something, maybe, who knows. If you do still have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.